All right there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Continue playing our 1976 replay using Fall Classic Baseball. The Yanks are facing the Tigers in the Bronx, and it's the Tigers 41-59 against the Yanks 71-29. This is 1976. Let's go over those lineups. The Detroit lineup is LaFleur, the center fielder, Verizor, the shortstop, Staub, the right fielder. Cleanup is Horton, the DH, Thompson, the first baseman, Ogilvie in left field, Rodriguez, the third baseman, Walkenfuss, the catcher, Garcia, the second baseman, and the pitcher is Dave Roberts, a left-hander. For the Yankees, it's Rivers in center, White in left, Munson, the DH. Cleanup is Piniella in right field, Chambliss, the first baseman, Nettles, the third baseman, Healy, the catcher, Alomar at second base, and Stanley shortstop. Doyle Alexander is a pitcher for the Yanks. Let's get started. And let's roll some dice. You roll 2d6 and a d20. I'm going to read the red and then the white or cream. Here's Ron LaFleur, center fielder for Detroit. Pitch from Doyle Alexander, who's a B. Roberts is a C. That's a 53 and 11. That's going to be a range play on the first baseman, Chambliss, and he'll dive, get back on his feet, and he will rush to the bag and step on it ahead of LaFleur. So it's a G3 for the first out. All right, let's get that sound up just a little bit. I think it's a little bit low. There we go. All right, one away, and here comes Tom Verizor, the shortstop for the Tigers. Pitch from Alexander. It's an 11, and these are righties. That's a bouncer to third. Third baseman Nettles fires a strike to Chambliss, route number 2. Rusty Staub, the ex-Met. Alexander with a 42, and that'll be a 1-14 base on balls, and that's a walk. So Staub walks. It's on at first, and he is an S batter, or S base runner, excuse me. And here's Willie Horton with a 44, and that is lined. And others can risk. We're gonna stop at second base. So runner advances to second. He goes to third if he's F, and he can also risk. But I don't want to make the third out at third base. I'm just gonna hold him at second. So first and second with 2 outs. And here's Jason Thompson, pitch from Doyle, and that is a 63, which will be bounced to Chambliss, steps on the bag, and that retires the side. So no runs on 1 hit. They leave a couple, and the Tigers 0, Yanks coming to bat. All right, leading off is Mickey Rivers. Now, Mickey Rivers is on fire again. Now, he had a period there where he was not picking up any hits at all, and he was all the way down to like 347. At one point, about 6 weeks ago, he's up around 390. So he's just had good rolls. Everything that I roll is, a hit for him. A lot of doubles all the time. Let's see what we do here. 53 in a range base hit. That's going to be past the second baseman, Pedro Garcia. And I can take a quick peek at that, but I can tell you that Pedro Garcia is not going to be a 17 defense. I just highly doubt it, but you know what? Not the first time I'd be wrong, and he's a 6 range, so he does not even close to getting that ball. It rolls right by him. Rivers is on with a single. Next is Roy White, switch hitter against the lefty. He's batting righty. Here's the pitch. And that is a 24, which will be a fly ball, right field. Over is Staub. Makes the catch. 1 down. Thurman Munson's next. And we'll try hit and run with Thurman Munson. There goes the runner. A 35 is an 8, and we're going to check for a single, and that is a base hit single. So Munson rips one and sends Rivers to third. on that 35. Yep. So first and third now for the Yanks. There's only one out. Gonna play. You know what? It's early in the game. We're gonna just play halfway for the double play. And Lou Piniella, pitch from Roberts, and that is a 15. A 15 out of 15, first and third. He is a righty, a strong or an average arm second baseman, and Pedro Garcia is a weak second baseman. So there will be it's going to be a fielder's choice, and a run will score. It's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice, RBI for Piniella. Yanks are up 1-0. And here is Chris Chambliss. Now for the outs, I'm looking at the D20 on the quick outs chart. I've memorized most of it. It's a 43, and a 43 will be an out. An 11 is a ground ball. Anybody slow on base? No. So an 11 will be the 3 is a white die on the 11, and that's going to be a grounded first. G3. Oh, and that'll be it. That'll be the third out. All right, top of the second. It's the Yanks with 1 run on 2 hits. They lead it 1-0. Here is Ben Ogilvy, a pitch from Doyle Alexander, a 54, and that's a 54 chart. It's going to say we're going to be a fly ball to right. Piniella will get there for the out, F9. So it's a high number. That's why I know. And Pinella's right field number is a 7. So that's the number's way above the 7. So he'll make the catch. Here's Rodriguez now. Irelia Rodriguez with a 46. This is at Yankee Stadium. So 46 and a 12, a right-handed batter will pop up to first in foul ground, and Chambliss is there. So 2 out. Here's John Walkenfuss. And Alexander winds and deals, and that is a tapper right back to the mound. And that retires the side. 1-0 Yanks. So it was a FO3. All right, we had an FO3, and then we had a G1. There we go. All right. Bottom of the second coming up. It's going to be Nettles, Healy, and Alomar. Nettles in our replay is batting 240. Batted 254 in actuality. Here's a pitch, and that's a 44. That's lined and base hit to right for Nettles. He's on with a single. Next up is Fran Healy. Healy batted 267. He's batting 255. Here's a pitch, and that is a 35. That's a base hit. A lot of base hits on Robert's C column. And it's a righty. It's a base hit. Runner F and A will make it to third. So first and third, nobody out. Again, the Yanks threatening here in the bottom of the second. And it's Alomar playing for the double play. The pitch from Roberts. It's a 51 with a 3. Ooh, that sounds like an error to me. 51 is going to be the second baseman, it says on the car. That's Garcia. He will make the error, and it's going to be an exotic error. So that's one of the few times in this game that you got to use the book. So an exotic error with runners on first and third. To the second baseman, first and third. Ball through the legs of the second baseman. One scores. Runner Now on first and second. F or A runner on first advances to third. So Healy is in A. So it'll be first and third. Ball bounces between the legs of Garcia, so it'll be an E4. And the Yanks lead it 2-0 with Fred Stanley at the plate. Again, we're looking for the double play. And it's a 15, and it will, not be a double play. It'll be a line drive to the outfield, to the right field. A 5 will be a tag up, a sac fly. And Healy will score. I had the infield back on this. You know what? Let's see if the game will give. So it'll be a sac fly to right. Hold on, I should have. You know what? It should have been a one base. Oh, I have second and third. But on my box score, I had first and third. Yeah, I see what I did. Okay, let me go back. All right, so it was Alomar with an E4. So I'm gonna have to do that a little bit differently. Sending so E4 one runner scores, other goes to third. There we go. All right, so it's first and third. Fred Stanley up, and he will hit a sacrifice fly to right. 3-0 now. And I wonder if the box score gave Alomar an RBI on that. And no, they did not. All right, so they didn't, so I won't. All right, so 1 out, runner on first, and it's Mickey Rivers. Rivers, what did he do? He singled in the first inning. We're in the second inning, and Yanks already batted around. Here's a pitch, 3-0 Yanks, and that's going to be a 42. Will be an out, fly ball left field. Drifting over is Ogilvy, and he's there for the second out. Roy White now. Pitch to White, and that's a 52, which is an error check on the shortstop. Shortstop is Verizon. He'll make that play. 6-3, and that retires the side. But a couple runs come in. 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. Yankees lead it 3-0. We go to top of the third. I guess you could call this Insomniac Baseball, 2:33 in the morning. Pedro Garcia leads off the top of the third against Doyle Alexander. Doyle Alexander, 4.22 ERA, 8-3 record. Here's a pitch, 106 innings, 54. That's a 54 chart check. That'll be a fly ball to left with a 10, and White makes the catch. Too high to be an error on White. For example, I rolled a 10, but White's error rating is a 4, so that's above the 4. So 4 or less would have been an error. Here is Ron LaFleur, guy who spent some time in jail. That's going to be a bouncer to Nettles at third. He scoops it up, fires high, but nice stretch by Chambliss to get the speedy LaFleur. Nettles had to get rid of that ball quickly because he was aware of who was running. And here's Tom Verizon with 2 outs. And that's a 62, and that'll be a pop-up. Catcher, fair ground, calls for it, makes the catch. No runs, no hits, none left. And we move to the bottom of the third. Third Munson, he's single in the first inning. He's up, leads off the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch, and at 24 will be a hit by pitch. No, it's a fly ball line drive to center field. Right there is LaFleur for the first out. Lou Piniella next. Lou Piniella picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice, a 63, and that's lifted to left center field. Ogilvy and LaFleur, and it's Ogilvy for the out. 2 away. Chambliss, 0 for 1. Grounded to the first baseman, 33. He lines 1 base hit center field. He's on with a single. 2-out single by Chris Chambliss. Let's take a quick peek. Chambliss is batting .293. In reality, Chambliss batted .283. All right, here's Greg Nettles. Greg Nettles with 22 home runs, hit 32 home runs. We're about 100 games into the season. I think we're at exactly 100 games into the season, so he's right about where he should be. Here's a pitch from Dave Roberts, lefty on lefty, and it's a 31. That's bounced up the middle and through for a base hit. And runner will stop at second. Played quickly by LaFleur, who was playing shallow, was able to charge in and get to that ball, and Chambliss decided to hold at second. So first and second, 2 outs, and here's Fran Healy, who singled in the second inning. Pitch, and that is a 22, which will be an 18, and that's a fly ball. Center field, Ron LaFleur, a couple steps to his left, makes the catch, and that retires aside. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Move to top of the 4th. 3-0 Yankees here in the 4th inning. It's Rusty Staub who walked. Willie Horton singled, and Jason Thompson bounced out to Chambliss at first. Here's a pitch from Doyle Alexander going for his 9th win of the season, and that's a drive to left, and on the run is White, and White runs it down. So Staub sends one to the opposite field, left center field, but Roy White was able to run it down. Willie Horton is next. He singled, and a 23 will be a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. Is that the first strike for Doyle Alexander of the game? Yes, it is. Not a big strikeout guy, Doyle Alexander, at this point in his career. Jason Thompson now, who bounced out to Chambliss. Snake eyes, and he's going to line out to Roy White and left, and that retires the side. So White gets the scorcher. Hadn't played perfectly. No runs, no hits, none left. Bottom of the 4th. Alomar, Stanley, and Roberts with a pitch and a 64, and bounce to second baseman Pedro Garcia. Feels it cleanly and throws out Alomar. Fred Stanley's next. Pitch from Roberts. And it's a 52. It's going to be an error check on the shortstop. And that's a ball that Riser bobbles for a split second, but then makes the play. Did not feel it cleanly, but still made the play. Got Stanley out at first. Here's Rivers, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and then flied out to left. A pitch from Roberts. And a 33 is lined, base hit. This will give Rivers a chance to steal. There he goes. And the throw down could be an error. Remember, it's Wackenfuss and will not be an error. So it's a single and a stolen base here with 2 outs for Mick the Quick. That is stolen base. Let's check the box score. Stolen base number 36 on the season. That season, he stole how many bases? He stole 43. So he's a little bit above where he should be, I believe. Because with 7 more stolen bases, he'll be where he's supposed to be. So he's stealing at a quicker pace in the replay. Roy White. Also, sometimes what I don't do is not run in games that are blowouts. I sometimes let them steal, and I think I should do that. Probably not realistic. So I have to be more aware of that. All right, so runner on second. Here's Roy White, pitch from Roberts, and 53 with a 5. That's a range play. 53 is always range play, and that's to Staub in right field. Does not have great range, but makes the running catch stop. Surprises everybody. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Go to top of the 5th. All right, Ogilvy, Rodriguez, and Walkenfuss against Doyle Alexander. Here's a pitch, and that's it was almost a 66. Swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Alexander. Here's Healy Rodriguez, who fouled out. And this time he's going to tap one right back to the mound, fielded cleanly by Alexander, and he throws over to Chambliss. 2 away, and here's Walkenfuss. Walkenfuss bounced out to the pitcher with a 53 and a 3, and that will be a range play to third base. Nice play by Nettles on one knee, gets back up, fires a strike to Chambliss, and that is out number 3. No runs, no hits, none left. And the bottom of the 5th inning. Take a look at the bullpen for the Tigers. Yeah, I have a feeling that 3-0. They're still within reach, but Roberts is a C pitcher, so I'm going to start looking for somebody like a Hiller or a Crawford, a lefty. That I can bring in. Who else can I use? That's about it. All right. See what happens. Here's Thurman Munson, who's 1 for 2, and he's going to line out to center field right here. Ron LaFleur. And Lou Piniella, 0 for 2, and he's going to get a bouncer that gets through the infield for a hit, a 1-out single for Piniella. He's on at first. Here's Chris Chambliss with a 56, and that is a 13, and he is a lefty. That's bounced to first. That'll move the runner. Jason Thompson steps on the bag at first ahead of Chambliss and sends Piniella to second base, 2 out. And here's Greg Nettles, pitch from Roberts, and that is a 24, hit by pitch, no, fly ball right field. Backing up a few steps to Staub, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. 3-0 Yanks. We go top of the 6th. Fall classic baseball. Fran Healy. Fran Healy will lead off the bottom of the 6th, but at the top of the 6th, it will be Pedro Garcia. I think Pedro Garcia was picked up from the Brewers. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe I'm wrong. Here's a pitch from Alexander, 25, and that's a fly ball at center field. And measuring it is Rivers for out number 1. Ron LaFleur is next. Pitch from Alexander, 31, and that is line base hit. So let me see, hold on, that was F8 and then a single. There we go. Playing using Replay Baseball PC game. Here's Verizor, Tom Verizor. Score is 3-0. Yankees. Detroit's only managed 2 hits so far. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error. Yanks with 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Here's Verizor. Here's a pitch from Alexander at 23. Will be a swing and a miss on that curveball for a strikeout. That's strikeout number 3 for Alexander. Staub is next. Rusty Staub. Pitch and a 26 against a righty. That's a base hit. Let's see where the runner goes on this. He will go to third. First and third now for the Tigers with 2 outs. So with a check swing that drops in front of Piniella and right, Rusty picks up a hit. LaFleur moves over to third. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for the Tigers, and it's Willie Horton. And here's a pitch from Alexander, and that is good. Oh, I had a 66, but that's going to be, he's a righty. That's going to be a drive, a double. 1-run scores, LaFleur, and hustling. Around third is Horton, is Staub, and he will score. And with a 2-out, 2-run double will be Willie Horton. That is a ballpark result, 46. You look at the ballpark card, and then I rolled a low number 3 against righty. Will be a double all score on that. So it's 3-2 now. And here's Jason Thompson. Remember that Horton is also slow, so I'm not going to pull him here. Here's the pitch from Alexander, a 22. That is ball 4. So pitching coach is going to go out and talk to the pitcher Alexander. He's here in this inning. He's given up 3 hits and a walk. And here's Ben Ogilvy. Ogilvy batted .285 with 15 home runs and 300 at bats, so proportionally would have hit 30 home runs had he played the whole season and had, let's say, 600 at bats. I did a lot of pinch hitting from what I'm seeing because he did show up in 115 games. He also batted, I guess, lower in the lineup, and that also reduces the number of at bats that you have. So Ben Ogilvy against Doyle Alexander. Here's a pitch. And that is going to be a 66. That's a deep drive to right field. And that ball, it stays fair. It's gone. Home run. 3-run homer. And the Tigers have scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs here in the top of the 6th. And they've taken a 5-3 lead. Ouch. Ben Ogilvy rounds the bases and is greeted by his teammates at the plate. High fives from both Horton and Thompson. And here is Irelia Rodriguez with 2 outs. Doyle Alexander gives up 5 runs. A bases clearing double by Willie Horton, a walk to Thompson, and then a 3-run homer to Ben Ogilvy. Puts the Tigers up 5-3 here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch, and that is a 32, which will be a ground ball to the shortstop, Stanley, and that retires the side, but not before 5 runs come in on 4 hits. And the Tigers lead it 5-3. All right. Fran Healy leading it off. Dave Roberts. And that's a bouncer to second base. Garcia makes the play. 1 down. Alomar's next. With a 66, that is a drive in the gap that's going to split the outfielders. Hustling around second is Alomar, and he puts on the brakes. So it's a 1-out double for Sandy Alomar, who's filling in for the injured Willie Randolph. Fred Stanley up now. Yanks are down, so I'm going to probably bring up a pinch hitter for the Yanks. At this point, it's going to be, we're going to bring in Velez, the righty. Otto Velez, who in 77 goes to the Blue Jays. He will pinch hit here in the bottom of the 6th, runner at second base. Let's grab Velez. I got him. I get all the player cards with this game. All right, here's a pitch to Velez from Dave Roberts. And man, he hits lefties really good. Let me see what I got on the bench. I got Grilly. That's basically what I got here. I got Grilly. I can bring in some Grilly. But then they'll probably call Velez back and bring in somebody like Gamble. So let Roberts pitch it to Velez, and that's a 44, which will be a base on balls. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it for our boy Dave Roberts here. with a C. So we're going to go and we're going to grab somebody like a Hiller would have to go 3 2/3. Let's bring in a Crawford. You know what? We're going to bring in a Hiller and let him go 3 2/3. All right, let's grab Hiller. He will be a B pitcher. Chuck Hiller, I believe his name is. John Hiller, excuse me. All right, he will be a B. Lefty. Pitches to Rivers. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the sixth. Detroit up 5-3. And here's the pitch. That's a 51 and a 10. That's going to be an error check on the third baseman, Rodriguez, and he's going to go to second for 1, 5-4. Going to go to second to 1. Fielder's choice. So it's a 5-4. No error there. And here comes Roy White. He'll be batting righty. And 2 outs. Runners on first and third. And here's the pitch to White. That's going to be a 22. That is line base hit. 1 run comes in, and Rivers will stop at second. RBI single, 5-4. Scoring is Alomar. So Roy White comes up big. He was 0 for 3 to that point. And here's Thurman Munson, runners on first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the sixth. The Yanks trail by a run, 5-4. Pitch from Hiller, and that's going to be a 26 against a lefty. It's a single. That backfires. So let's see what happens with the runner at second. Both runners, 1 run scores, and it's tied. And going to third is White, first and third. And up comes Piniella, another righty. And we'll face the righty. Hiller. Here's the pitch. And that is a 65, which is a pitcher home run. -5. It becomes a 3. We roll a 6, so it's bounced to short. And that will end the inning, 6-3. But the Yanks tie it up at 5 with 2 runs on 3 hits. So it's all tied, 5-5 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Be Walkenfuss leading off. We're going to replace the new shortstop. It's going to be Jim Mason. Better defensively, but terrible hitter. And it's Walkenfuss leading off against Doyle Alexander, who's still in the game. And that is a 23, a line drive, center field. Mickey Rivers, 1 away. Here's Pedro Garcia batting with a 43 and a 1. That's bounced right back to Alexander for out number 2. Alexander can face 32 batters. He's faced 27. And here is Ron LaFleur. Pitch. So 43, and that is a fly ball left field. Roy White is there. So 3 up and 3 down for Alexander. Who runs, no hits, nobody left. Bottom of the 7th. It's Chambliss leading off against Hiller. And that is a 43, which will be a ball 4. He walks. So Chambliss shows some patience and trots down at first base. Nettles next. Pitch from Hiller, and that's a 22, ball 4. Back-to-back walks allowed by John Hiller here in the bottom of the 2nd. Fran Healy will square to bunt, and that is a good bunt right back to the pitcher. Both runners will advance. And they're going to intentionally walk Alomar to load the bases. So it's a 1-4 sacrifice by Healy. And they're going to intentionally walk Alomar, and they're going to face Mason. Mason has to bat because we're not going to bring in Randolph. Randolph is ailing at this point, so we don't have any other shortstops. So with the bases loaded, it's light hitting shortstop Jim Mason. I think in the replay he's batting like 140. In reality, batted 180. He's a shortstop. And he will bat here with the bases loaded. So they're going to play the infield corners in, middle halfway. Here's a pitch. And a 44 is going to still be an out. It's a line out. Rip to second base. Now a 2 or 3 or a 12 or 13 will be a double play. And no, so it's L4. So hits it hard, but right at Pedro Garcia. 2 away now. Here's top of the order, Mickey Rivers. So 2 outs, bases loaded. And John Hiller has a tough batter who's a contact guy pretty much. Mickey Rivers having a sensational season, 358. Batted 312 in reality. And here's a pitch. That is a 64, which will be a pop-up middle infield. And Garcia and Verizon come over. And it's Garcia who makes the call to retire the side. So the Yanks leave the bases loaded. No runs, no hits, 3 left, and we move to the top of the 8th inning. Doyle Alexander's still in there for the Yanks. And it's a 21, and that'll be a ground ball to short. Mason makes the play. Staub is next, Rusty Staub. Pitch from Alexander, that's a 34, and that's a bouncer up the middle. That's a base hit. And that will be, let's see, 27, 28, 29, 30. He can go. He can still stay in there. Here is Willie Horton. So Alexander versus Horton with Staub. We're not going to pinch run for Staub, even though he's slow. Here's a pitch, and that is a 64, which will be a ball hit right back to the mound. And turning around and whipping it to the shortstop Mason is Alexander. Staub goes in hard, breaks up the double play, so there's no throw to first. So it is a 1-6 fielder's choice. Horton on at first. 2 outs. And Jason Thompson, pitch from Alexander. And that is a 42, and that is ball 4, and that's going to be it for Alexander, I believe. He can go 32, and you got 20, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. No, he can still pitch to Ogilvy. But you know what? Ogilvy's a lefty. Let's see. We got a couple of, and we're going to bring in Lyle. Sparky Lyle's going to come in. And Lyle will be a B pitcher. B stuff. He'll be facing the lefty, and we're going to go to pull a pinch hitter. We're going to call on a pinch hitter here. And we're going to bring in Bill Freehand. And I think Freehand can play left field, I believe. Let's see. Freehand. Oh, let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on, let me undo that. Let me look at Freehand. Freehand cannot play left field. Let's get Alex Johnson. Or Danny Myers, a lefty. So let's get Alex Johnson instead of Freehand. Because he can play left field that way. I don't have to lose a couple of players. So Alex Johnson. There he is. And second base, you know what? We're going to bring in pinch runner. I'm going to bring in Danny Meyer to pinch. Well, he's my only lefty hitter on the bench, so I don't want to use him. Let's see who I can bring in to pinch run. Oh, Scrivener. Scrivener, we can bring in Scrivener. He'll pinch run for Horton. Horton was a DH, so. Tying run is at second base now. All right, so Horton's out. Scrivener's in, running. Alex Johnson, pinch hitting here in the 8th. He'll stay in and play left field. And it's Sparky Lyle against the righty. Hold on a second. All right. Staub was on at first. Then it was a fielder's choice. 1-6. Then it was a walk to Thompson. And I'm going to make all the changes. All right. So I'm going to put Scrivener to run, second base. I'm going to put Johnson to bat. Oh, wait. I got to first bring in Lyle. So Lyle comes in. And then hitting will be Johnson. There we go. I made all the changes. All right, here's a pitch. First and second, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Game tied at 5 apiece. Here's a pitch. And a 46, that's a ballpark with a 10. It's a righty. And that's going to be popped up, foul territory, right side, near the stands as Chambliss makes the catch. And that ends the inning. No runs on 1 hit. They leave a couple. And we move to left field will be Johnson. And we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it's going to be Roy White leading off against Hiller. 5-5. Here's a pitch. That is a 12, which will be a grounder to right in front of the plate, and Walkenfuss pounces on it and throws a strike to Thompson, so it's a 2-3 put out. Munson is next. Munson's 2 for 4. Munson's batting .314. In reality, batted .302, and 34 will be a fly ball to center field. On the run is LaFleur, and he catches up to it. 2 out. Pinella, 1 for 4 today, and a 52 is an error check on the third baseman, Rodriguez, and he gets there and throws a strike to Thompson. No runs, no hits. None left. We're at the top of the 9th. Irelia Rodriguez leading off. Rodriguez, Walkenfuss, and Garcia in a 5-5 game. Detroit 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Yankees 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. We're at the top of the. That was. That should have been 3 outs. Hold on a second. One, 2 outs, 3 outs. All right, so it's the top of the 9th inning, and it's Irelia Rodriguez against Sparky Lyle. Pitch, it's a 55. That's ripped to left for a base hit, so it's a leadoff single for Rodriguez. He's on at first. Go-ahead run at first base. Walkenfuss, and there goes Rodriguez. Hit and run. It's a 9, and that's going to be popped up. Oh, no, it's bounced to second base. That will move the runner up, Alomar, over to first. Only 1 play with the runner going. So it's a 4-3. And now it's Pedro Garcia, and we're going to get a pinch hitter for Garcia. Most likely, yeah. Going to bring in Mickey Stanley to pinch hit. There he is. And he'll play second base. He plays every position, by the way. He's got all 9 positions on his card, except for pitcher and catcher. All outfield positions, all infield positions, except for catcher and pitcher. All right, so it's going to be Stanley, M. Stanley, pinch hitter, and then he'll play second base. And runner at second. The go-ahead run at second base. Lyle will face Stanley. Here's a pitch from Lyle, and that is a 52. It's going to be an error check on the right fielder, Pinella. Pinella backing up and just barely makes the catch. A snow cone catch by Pinella to right. And I don't know if the runner, I believe, holds on that. F9. So 2 out. And here's Ron LaFleur. Tough cookie, Ron LaFleur, batted .316. Thinks you have a .234 batter. But we don't want to put it doesn't matter. So we're going to walk Ron LaFleur, put him on first. And we're going to face a batter that has to hit simply because I really don't have any other. Oh, wait, I have Manuel who can play short. And I can bring in Freehand to hit. So I'm going to pinch hit for Verizon. Freehand. And Bill Freehand is going to hit for Verizon. And then we're going to have a guy named Manuel play short. There he is, Jerry Manuel. Will play short. Not a very good shortstop at all, but he'll have to do. Pinch hitter, 9th, and then Manuel will play short. All right, so first and second, Lyle facing Bill Freehand. Freehand batting .293, batted .270 in the '76 season. And here's the pitch. Runners on first and second. It's a 5-5 tie here at the top of the 9th inning in the Bronx. And that is going to be a 12. It's going to be a fly ball, shallow center, racing in his Rivers. Will he get there? Yes. Makes the catch. No runs. 1 hit, 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. New shortstop will be Manuel. And new second baseman will be Stanley. All right. Chris Chambliss leading off against Hiller. And here's a pitch. And that is I thought it was going to be a 66. That'll be a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. 1 down. Greg Nettles is next. And that's a 45, which will be a base on balls. Yes, it is. Ball 4 to Nettles. So Hiller, as you can see, has a lot of control issues. Fran Healy's next. Pitch to Healy, and that's a 45. That'll be another base on balls, back-to-back walks. I think that's going to be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, that's it for Hiller. We're going to bring in a new pitcher. And it's a switch hitter, so it doesn't matter. We'll bring in Jason Grilly. And Grilly's going to be an A pitcher. A right-hander. So turning around is Alomar. He'll bat from the left side against Jason Grilly. This is Insomniac Baseball, 3 o'clock in the morning. Check out my channel. Like and subscribe to get more good content. Steve Grilly. He'll have his ace stuff facing Alomar, batting from the left side. Here's the pitch. And that is a 24, which will be lined to the second baseman, but it could be a double play. And it is! It's a line to Mickey Stanley. He dives on the bag and tags the bag, and Nettles is out. So it's L4 DP unassisted. So L4, and then the other out is going to be out at second. There you go, 4-4. All right, we go top of the 10th inning. And Lyle is still in there for the Yanks. He's only got 1 1/3. And it's Rusty Staub leading off. So no runs, no hits, 1 left for the Yanks in that bottom of the 9th. And we're going to start actually pulling it this way, straight down the columns. We're not going to go from column to column. We're just going to run out of boxes in each column now because we're going into extra innings. Free baseball. Here's Rusty Staub with a 55, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. And that's going to split the outfielders down the line. Rolls away from Piniella, and Rivers is going to have to get to it. And chugging around second is Staub. He's going to go for third. Here is the relay from Alomar, the tag by Nettles, and he is safe. Leadoff triple by Rusty Staub. Holy smokes. Rusty had 3 triples. So he's on at third. Let's see if we can get a pinch runner for him at third base. Who do I have left? Nah, nobody that can play right field. So he's going to run for himself. I only have 2 players left. Well, I could put the left fielder, Johnson. Could I put him in right? Let's see. And then I could put... no, I can't play right field either. Okay, so runner on third, Staub. Here is Scrivener. The infield's going to be in for the Yankees. Here's the pitch, and it's a 22, and that is a 16. That's going to be an out. A grounder, and that's by the diving shortstop. And the Tigers have taken a 6-5 lead. Base hit by the pinch runner, Scrivener. Stayed in the DH spot. Comes up big, drives in Staub, who tripled leading off the inning. And the Tigers lead at 6-5. Here's Jason Thompson, pitch from Lyle. And a 62 will be 14. That will be a strong arm second baseman. He is not, so it's going to be a fielder's choice, 4-6. Thompson's on a fielder's choice, 1 out. Alex Johnson. And there goes the runner. And that's a 4. If he's an A, he's a B, so it's going to be a pop-up third base. Nettles, 2 out. Irelia Rodriguez with 2 out and 1 on. Pitch from Lyle. And it's a 55. That's going to be lined for a base hit. Let's see if the runner goes to third. He does. So it's first and third now. Walkenfuss. And we're going to go to Tidrow. Go to the bullpen for the Yanks. Bring in Tidrow. Face the righty. So they knocked Lyle out of the ball game. Sparky just didn't have it tonight. This is my 1976 replay. I go over the stats periodically and let you know how players are doing. So it's Dick Tidrow kind of stuff. He will have his B stuff. 6-5. Top of the 10th. Tigers lead it. It was Rusty Staub led off with a triple, his third hit of the day. He's 3 for 4. He walked in the first inning. So Tidrow comes in. He will have his B stuff. And here's the pitch to John Walkenfuss, first and third. And that is going to be a 44. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run comes in, 7-5. And Rodriguez at first. To right field, Piniella, that will send him to third. So RBI, single for Walkenfuss, and it's first and third. So off Tidrow. Mickey Stanley next. Pitch from Tidrow, and a 16. It will be a bouncer right back to the mound. That will end the inning. 7-5, 2 runs. 2 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Go to the bottom of the 10th inning. It's going to be Mason leading off, and we don't have choice. The light hitting shortstop will have to lead off the inning. Steve Grilly. He's up. He's pitching on the mound for the. That'll be a 45, which will be it's a base on balls. So Mason walks. Tying run is at the plate. 7-5 Detroit, bottom of the 10th. Mickey Rivers, pitch to Rivers, and that's a 45, which will be a 14. As second baseman, Stanley. What kind of second base does Stanley play? He's an A. So it's be a 4-6 fielder's choice. So Rivers is on. 1 out. Roy White batting from the left side, switch hitting Roy White today. Roy White is 1 for 5. Here's a pitch. And it's a 56. That should be a strikeout, and it is. Swing and a miss. Really with his ace stuff. That's Grilly's first strikeout. So 2 away. And Thurman Munson, the always dangerous Thurman Munson, 2 for 5. Munson's batting .313, in reality batted .302. So Munson versus Steve Grilly with 2 outs and 1 on. So Munson's the tying run, 7-5. You're in the bottom of the 10th. The Tigers are 1 out away from victory. And here's the pitch from Steve Grilly. And that is going to be a 34, which will be a bouncer to the shortstop. Manuel up with it, over to first, and the ball game is over. The Tigers win it 7-5. Tigers with 7 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Yankees 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Let me just check the pitching before I close out. Yep, everything looks correct. So that'll be a ground out to the shortstop, and the ball game is over. The win goes to Grilly, 2 and 4. The loss goes to Sparky Lyle, 4 and 4. MVP for the game is Olivier. Yankees going to be 71 and 30. And the Tigers 42 and 50, 42 and 59. Let's take a quick peek. Any homers hit? Ogilvy hit his 9th. And that's about it. And Doyle Alexander went 7 2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts on 6 hits. Lyle went a couple of innings, gave up a couple of earned runs. ERA is at 2.25. Tidrow came in 1/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, 1.60 ERA. Roberts went 5 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, 3.04 ERA. So all these other, basically Detroit is run by the PC game. I run all the stats for the, in other words, I roll for the Yankees. That's the replay that I'm doing. And that's about it, my friends. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Fall Classic Baseball. If you watch it, hope pick up little tricks, I guess, shortcuts, or just ways of doing things that I try to reason out and explain what I'm doing. So that's the ball game. In that final inning, there were no hits in that final inning for the Yankees. No runs, no hits, one left, the walk, and the Yankees lose it by a score of 7-5. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.